watching Fox 13's Good Day Tampa Bay.
Ahead this hour, consumers have a reason to cheer why that massive strike at U.S. ports has now been suspended.
And more help is on the way following Hurricane Helene, the event kicking off today to help you navigate those insurance claims.
And local hotels showing some heart, how they're helping residents who lost their homes.
Love that.
Yeah. Hey everybody, welcome to Good Day Tampa Bay at 6. I'm Russell Rhodes.
And I'm Laura Moody. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. It's October the 4th. We got Jen on standby with a look at traffic. But Valerie Mills is in for Dave. He's taking some well-deserved time off. Good morning, Val.
Absolutely. Good morning to you both. Happy Friday, everyone. We are inching closer and closer to the weekend, but we are going to talk about some storms later on today. Though Sky Tower radar, it is quiet out there this morning, which means sunny conditions and a quick warm-up. We're already at 77 in Tampa as well as Sarasota, some low 80s along the east coast of the state as well as St. Pete. 82 for you. It's 80 in Clearwater. Otherwise, the rest of us will catch up. It's 73 in Crystal River, 76 right now, Haines City, Bradenton to Sarasota. You're also in the upper 80s. Here's a look at your day planner for today, where we'll be in the low 90s before some late day storms develop. Hey, Jen, good morning to you.
Hey, Val. Happy Friday, everybody. It's 6:01, and we're checking on the finally Friday morning drive. Off to a pretty good start overall. There are some slow spots I want drivers to be aware of, and we'll start with a look at the downtown interchange, where there's a crash reported westbound along I-4 near mile marker 1. So it's just between the downtown interchange and 50th Street. I'm going to scan the FDOT cameras and see if I can pinpoint exactly where that wreck is. Also crashed along College Avenue near 30th Street. It's along College Avenue. You can see from the map it's just west of I-75. Also an accident in Manatee County, Lorraine Road near Florida Rosemary Drive. That's Lorraine Road near State Road 64. And also heads up back in Hillsborough County, crews are investigating a fatal accident along Bruce B. Downs Boulevard, just north of County Line Road. Checking on the big bridges, live look outside along State Road 60 over the Courtney Campbell Causeway, where it's clear in both directions. Give yourself 6 minutes to cross the Howard Franklin, and I'll leave you with a live look outside of a clear and quiet Sunshine Skyway.
All right, Jen, thank you. We've got a big update this morning on the East Coast port strike. It is now on hold. After 3 days of striking, 45,000 dock workers are headed back to work this morning, including the ones at Port Tampa Bay. The union reached a tentative deal with port operators late last night to extend the contract talks now to January 15th. The current tentative deal would give those workers a 62% pay raise for 6 years, but both sides still have to finalize it. You know, many homeowners here in the Bay Area continue to pick up the pieces from Hurricane Helene.
And one of the toughest tasks now is navigating the insurance gauntlet to replace belongings and repair homes. But the state is now stepping in to help. And our Kelly Cowan joins us live from Clearwater to explain how. Hey, Kel, good morning.
Good morning to you. Yeah, this event is going to really help move along some of those claims, or at least get you an advance on your claim. So that'll be a big boost to homeowners who suffered damage, because when you have this many people all submitting claims at the same time, as you can imagine, the queue gets very, very long, and it can be a while before you actually see that insurance check that you need to start replacing things and repairing things around your home. Now, policyholders are welcome, whether they've started the claims process or not. They can help you either way. But what officials are saying is they're expecting a lot of attendees to come out for this event. So they only want people who are looking for help with their insurance companies to attend. So don't show up if you're looking for help with FEMA or anything non-related to insurance claims.
Okay, Kelly, thanks.
All right, we have an important update out of Pinellas County this morning. A boil water notice for the southern barrier islands has now been lifted. That applied to St. Pete Beach, to Treasure Island, and to Tierra Verde. Excuse me, but water services could still be delayed in some parts of Sunset Beach. That's due to the amount of sand and the debris that's piled up along the roads. For areas where water has been restored, the county is urging people to still limit their usage while the system is recovering. Today, an Oldsmar crews will begin collecting storm debris. The city says the process will take about 4 to 6 weeks. They're prioritizing homes that were flooded. A few things to keep in mind here. Storm debris cannot be bagged, and you'll need to separate it into different categories on the curb. That means vegetative in one pile and demolition debris in another.
Small businesses on Davis Islands are finally starting to reopen after a week of cleaning up from the storm. The Davis Islands Pharmacy hit hard, but they're still filling prescriptions, and the owners of a DI coffee bar will finally reopen this morning. They'll offer coffee through their outdoor window and have live music at night. The owners are trying to do what they can to bring that small sense of normalcy back to the islands.
Well, with more rain on the way in the next few days, the city of Venice is not taking any chances. They're setting up a self-service sandbag location today. It's at 352 Seaboard Avenue. It runs from 8 to 4. The locations will have shovels, no bags though. You'll have to bring your own, or you can pick some up at City Hall or at the Venice Public Works. They have a limit of 10 bags per vehicle.
Some local hotels are also offering discounts for residents. That includes the Wyndham Grand on Clearwater Beach. And they shared this tribute in lights last night, making a heart. Do we have it? Well, they made a heart from their windows. The hotel,
imagine it.
The hotel posted that it feels fortunate that it's able to open and is now offering a discount to Pinellas County residents who need a place to stay.
Yeah, it's more than 50% off a normal nightly rate, too. Love
there
that they
it is.
did
Now
that.
we got it. Now we got it.
Lovely, lovely. All right, still ahead this hour, a late night battle for the bucks.
But why 4 quarters still wasn't enough. Plus, imagine driving a car over 100 miles per hour without the brakes. How a brave act by one state trooper helped make certain everyone survived.
Well, we're going to be talking our warmest temperatures today and again on Saturday, right around the low 90s for Tampa. Saturday, though, a lot of sunshine. That'll be the nicer pick of the weekend. Then we dip down to the mid 80s as storm chances build back into the area. I'm going to have your full forecast on the other side of this break.
Fox 13 Sky Tower Radar Weather is brought to you by Spa Manufacturers, the only place for quality hot tubs and swim spas at the lowest prices. Just look for the Big Yellow Dock on Ulmerton Road.
I'm Russell Rhodes, and here's what's hot and happening this weekend. It's the final Friday Fest of the season. Take in the sights and sounds as Big Night Out takes center stage on Ben Waisel's Performing Arts Hall lawn in Sarasota. And it's the return of Keelan Farms' annual Harvest Days Festival. Hay rides, a corn maze, pumpkin painting, and cider. It's a real treat with something for everyone to enjoy.
You're watching Good Day Tampa Bay.
Welcome back to Good Day at 6:12 now. Developing in Los Angeles, prosecutors are set to review new evidence in one of the city's most infamous cases.
The Menendez brothers' murders. Eric and Lyle Menendez were given life sentences for shooting their parents back in 1989. Now, they admitted to doing it at the time, but they said they feared their parents were about to kill them to prevent the disclosure of their father's alleged history of sexual abuse. District Attorney says there's no question that the brothers committed the killings, but they say the new evidence could warrant giving the men a lesser sentence. The new filing also comes just days after Netflix released a new dramatic series about the brothers. It's called Monsters. Relatives call that show dishonest.
Going over 100 miles an hour. We're all keeping our fingers crossed for him.
This is unbelievable. Caught on camera in Minnesota. A risky move by a state trooper likely saved a young man's life. 18-year-old Sam Dutcher was driving his 2022 Honda Pilot when it suddenly accelerated and he couldn't stop. He reached 113 miles per hour. Sam was able to call his mom, who then called 911. A state trooper managed to reach the Honda just 2 miles before a big fork in the road. He sped in front of the Honda, forced the teen to hit him. Thankfully, the Honda's emergency brakes kicked in. He slowed down right before the impact. No one was seriously hurt. Honda is now planning to inspect that vehicle. Wow. That could have been a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Very scary to imagine. Luckily, everyone is okay from that. And, you know, for us, we're looking forward to half and half nice weekend. Tomorrow will be the day to get out. If you have some yard work to do or you're hoping to just enjoy the weekend, that'll be the nicer pick. Then Sunday, talking about some more rain returning to the state as we're tracking that area for tropical development. So I think the main story is even if we don't see some sort of tropical depression or named storm develop, it is going to be bringing us some more rain. And we got some heavy rain even last evening for some spots. Look at these rainfall totals just north of Tampa Bay, up near Holiday, Palm Harbor areas. Some of our radar indicated rain totals up to that 5-inch mark. You can see where that heavy line of rain was. Dropped nearly 3 inches in South Tampa, right around St. Pete as well. And then rain totals kind of tapering off as we head into parts of Manatee, Sarasota counties. But we look at our rainfall accumulation here over the next couple of days. Clearly, Saturday is going to be the nicer day. We're only talking a few late day storms. Most of us won't see them p.m. Then by Sunday, especially just south of I-4, just south of Tampa Bay, looks to be kind of the cutoff where the heaviest rain is going to be possible. Really, with tropical downpours across the state possible right on through the early and even middle part of next week. So it's really Sunday through Tuesday where it looks like we'll be talking about the potential for some more widespread rain. But as for the development odds with the system, still right around 40%. So even if we don't see this become some sort of depression, some sort of named storm, I want to show you what we're talking about here on our Tropics Watch. So I'm going to play this out. We're watching for some circulation. We don't really see anything materialize until Sunday. There you could see kind of a broad area of circulation in the western Gulf of Mexico. That's our model trying to pick up on something trying to develop in the Gulf. And notice it kind of just hangs out here through Monday and through Tuesday. But this moisture fetch that's going to be on the east side of it, that's what we're going to be dealing with. So these passing tropical downpours, looks like they start on Sunday, and then that just kind of continues on and off as this system just kind of sits in the Gulf for several days. So heavy rain is going to be really the main takeaway for us. And you can see kind of where that cutoff is. It's really just south of Tampa Bay, and as we get kind of into Sarasota County and further off to the south, where we are looking at the potential for some bigger rain totals. Now keep in mind, this is over the next week, so all of this doesn't come down in just one day, but still additional rain, not exactly what we need as we've got folks trying to clean up yards, and not any additional rain is welcome here, but we do have to get through that the next few days. And with that, temperature is going to start to trend downward as well. So for today, a high of 91. We'll talk about those scattered storms, especially closer to the coastal communities this evening. 77 for our low tonight, partly cloudy conditions. Then tomorrow, right around 90 degrees. That'll be our last in the 90. And as I play out your 7-day forecast, by Sunday, we drop down to the mid-80s, and highs are pretty much going to stay there for most of the week ahead as storm chances stay elevated next week. Jen?
Maps are moving without me. 6:17 is our time, and we are checking on the Finally Friday morning drive, and we're looking at a wide shot of the Bay Area where we're mostly in the green this morning. Great news for anyone hitting the road across the Tampa Bay area. We are dealing with a crash, so this is a fatal accident investigation along Bruce B. Downs Boulevard at Aaronwood Boulevard. Crews are on scene. FHP is investigating the crash, so you may run into some lanes that are blocked there along Bruce B. Downs Boulevard on the north and southbound side. Elsewhere in Hillsborough County, crash reported westbound along I-4 just before the downtown interchange. An accident in Ruskin along State Road 674. That's College Avenue at 30th Street. It's just west of the I-75 interchange. For our friends in Manatee County, just one accident to be aware of. It's along Lorain Road, and it's near Florida Rosemary Drive. You can see it's on Lorain. It's just south of State Road 64. That's the only trouble spot on our southern county roads. And I'm scanning the FDOT cameras looking for that crash along westbound I-4. This is really close to the downtown interchange. Not seeing anything there, not seeing any delays just yet. And I'll leave you with a live look outside along I-75 where it is building volume approaching Sun City Center Boulevard. Russell?
Thanks, Jen. Well, big loss for the Fox 13 family. Former morning anchor Tom Curran has died. Tom was a staple on Good Day for many years. Many of you woke up with Tom in the 90s and the early 2000s. He was an excellent journalist. He loved his hockey. Tom's family says he died this week after complications from Parkinson's. Tom was 70 years old. Thoughts go out to his family.
I have to tell you, I enjoyed my years with him on the set.
Yeah.
He's a good news man, just kind of old school, old fashioned, and he really struggled in the later years with Parkinson's.
I remember when I came here for my audition to anchor in 1994, 30 years ago. I didn't get the job. Somebody a lot better than me got it. It was Tom.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
A lovely man, but he has a wife. That wife he had took care of him until his dying day, and I'm so grateful for her and what she did for him too.
Nice, very nice.
We love you, Tom. Rest in peace.
Be right back.
Fox 13 Sky Fox Traffic is sponsored by Glass Doctor. Chipped or broken windshield will protect those you care about the most.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
Fox 13's Prime Time is sponsored locally by the Good Feet Store.
I'm Jen Epstein. Catch NFL action every week right here on Fox 13.
You're watching Good Day Tampa Bay.
Oh, welcome back. It's 6:22. It's time to see what's clicking on the web.
Good morning, Jennifer.
Good morning, my friends. First up this morning, the lunch lady may be losing her job. That's because one Florida college is now using a robot in the cafeteria. And finally, a big update on Fat Bear Week up in Alaska. The next round of winners has just been announced. 151 Walker was the big winner Thursday in more ways than one. His giant pear-shaped body has been a common sight at Brooks Falls for the past 5 years. Rangers say he often has easy access to productive fishing spots due to his, quote, his size and increasingly assertive disposition. Yeah, I think we can see that. Ooh. By the way, did you know Fat Bear Week has its own theme song?
No.
Well, of course, we've got it for you.
Well, winter is a-comin' and the leaves are starting to shed. It's getting to be time for all good bears to go to bed. So you better eat well and catch that salmon from the creek. If you want a chance at being first for Fat Bear Week, go Fat Bear Week.
Oh, Fat Bear Week.
I love me some Fat Bear Week.
That's right, that's right. Fat Bear Week. Fat Bear Week runs until next Tuesday. You can sing along and you can vote each day for your furry favorites at fatbearweek.org. Of course there's a song. We've got the
Beverly Hillbillies.
Very much so.
First for Fat
Bear Week.
Go Fat Bear Week.
Oh, Fat Bear Week.
We got harmony. We got harmony.
And the remix will be dropping next week. Stay tuned for that.
Thank you, Jen. Stay with us straight ahead in the next half hour. It wasn't just humans displaced by the hurricane.
The mission this morning to rescue several stranded manatees. Plus, it was a long night for the Bucks. More ways than one. Highlights from a tough division showdown that just ended in overtime.
It's Fox College Football Friday, and it's a primetime Big Ten clash. In his chase for a Heisman, Dylan Gabriel leads Oregon as they continue their fight towards the top spot in the nation. Touchdown! But Michigan State has their sights set on a huge upset.
Sponsored locally by High Noon. Sun's up.
You're watching Good Day Tampa Bay.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Russell Rhodes.
And I'm Laura Moody. Good morning, everybody. Our top stories are coming up in just a minute. But first, we need another check of the Friday forecast with Valerie Mills. Good morning, Val.
Good morning to you both. Well, summer's still trying to hang on here. We look back on yesterday's trends, and we had a high of 94 in Tampa. That actually tied with our old record high. This time of year, we're typically in the upper 80s, so some of that cooler temperature is something that we can look forward to at the end of the weekend. So today, tomorrow, we're in the low 90s. Few storms expected on Saturday. Then Sunday, we build back in some bigger rain chances. But look at the high, only forecasting 85 on Sunday. And we're going to stay there into early next week as well. As for today, we'll break out of the 70s by the 10 o'clock hour, expecting a high right around 90 before some late day showers and storms develop. I'll have those details coming up this next half hour. Hey, Jen.
Hey, Val, it's 6:30 on your Finally Friday morning. Checking on the rush hour drive. It's starting to build on I-4. This is I-4 in the area of County Road 579, which is Mango Road. Oh, they're moving the cameras on me this morning. That is real-time traffic. There was a crash I-4 at Mango Road. That's clear, which is probably why they're moving the cameras around, scanning for heavy traffic in the area. Where you will run into delays westbound along I-4 near the downtown interchange. This is the normal rush hour volume beginning to build. And there is a crash reported, although I can't find it on the traffic cameras. It's reported along I-4 just before the interchange. Live look outside along the Veterans Expressway. Traffic building southbound. It's a 12-minute ride from Van Dyke Road down to State Road 60 near the Courtney Campbell. Fatal accident being investigated along Bruce B. Downs Boulevard at Aaronwood Boulevard. That's south of State Road 56. Already mentioned the crash along westbound I-4. Pair of problems near Ruskin. There's a crash along College Avenue west of I-75. And the latest crash in the traffic center along US 41 at Universal Drive in Ruskin.
Okay. Well, happening today in Pinellas County, a big rescue mission along a pond in Largo.
A crews need to help a family of manatees that got stuck there during the hurricane. Fox 13's Matthew McClellan is live out of Largo right now with more of this. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Laura. Good morning, Russell. This is Serenity Funeral Home in Largo, also Serenity Memorial Gardens, where later this morning around 9 o'clock, we will see Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission and some supporting agencies. It's going to take a lot of people attempting to rescue these 5 manatees believed to be in this pond. We know there are manatees. We're just not sure whether it's 5 or 6. 5 is the estimate here. The plan from FWC now is to do a health assessment on each of the manatees here, and if healthy, they will be transported by manatee rescue truck to a nearby dock back into the intercoastal. So we will be watching as all of this plays out. We were hoping for some positive outcomes today.
Fingers crossed. All right, Matt, thank you. More relief options are opening today for residents that are affected by Helene. If you need help in Hernando County, Feeding Tampa Bay will be providing free disaster relief food boxes today. That's happening at the Pasco Hernando State College campus. That's in Spring Hill. Feeding Tampa Bay will be handing out meal boxes, fresh produce, and water. The event runs from 3 to 7 in the campus parking lot or until they run out. Pinellas County will open a community distribution site today in Dunedin. That's at 1920 Pinehurst Road. They have supplies, things like water, toiletries, cleaning supplies, baby food, and diapers. That venue opens at 9 a.m.
And another big show of support for hurricane victims before last night's Thursday night football. Bucks quarterback Baker Mayfield and Falcons quarterback Kirk Cousins teamed up to donate $100,000. The money will go to Team Rubicon. That's a veteran-led nonprofit that specializes in disaster response. The group is currently helping hurricane victims in 35 different communities. Well, still ahead this hour, a scary sequel is ready to terrify theaters.
Plus, a concert sequel for country fans. The big star making good on his promise to return to Ray J.
And then coming up in our next hour, do areas prone to strong storms like Helene need to take another look at building standards? One insurance expert weighs in and thinks the answer could start with a new set of sticks. We'll explain at 7.
Welcome back to Good Day Tampa Bay, 641. We're checking on the finally Friday morning drive, and this is what drivers can expect along westbound I-4 approaching the downtown interchange. Finally found the crash. It's off to the right side of the roadway, but it is causing a big jam, and this backup starts right around the Selman connector to I-4, and it extends all the way to the downtown interchange. So we're talking an extra 5 or 10 minutes to your morning commute until this crash is clear. Also busy along southbound 275, where there are reports of a crash in the area of Bush Boulevard, and you can see all of your travel lanes along the southbound side are slowing to a crawl. And Skyfox, high above Bruce B. Downs Boulevard. We've been talking about this fatal accident since the start of Good Day Tampa Bay. This fatal crash is being investigated along Bruce B. Downs Boulevard, and it's in between County Line Road and State Road 56, and they have a portion of the roadway blocked off this morning. So you definitely want to avoid this while FHP continues their investigation. Let you know as soon as the lanes reopen. Otherwise, we're dealing with a couple other slow spots this morning. Already talked about the one along Bruce B. Downs. There is a crash reported along State Road 60 in the area of Turkey Creek Boulevard, closer to Jerry Smith Road. Crews are still responding to that crash. And if you're traveling on any of the Bay Area bridges in the next few minutes, they're in the green. 6 minutes to cross the Howard Franklin, and 9 across the Courtney Campbell, and it's a 7-minute ride across the Gandy. It's time to check in with Charlie Belcher. Good morning.
Hey, Jen. Happy Friday to you.
Oh, you too.
Let's just have a moment of reality for a second. You want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it.
You don't have a choice. It's how I like to do TV. I like to do it differently than some. I like to just, let's just say it like it is.
Yeah.
I've gotten some emails and comments, people saying, I really miss you and Jen, this date in history and yucking it up and having some fun at 640. I miss that. And we get it. It's been, a tough week for so many people in our area. And the station really wanted me to kind of be in news mode this week and help with the story of the recovery that's happening so much in our area. And it's tough for a local TV news station to balance this where so much of our audience is fine, didn't have damage in their homes, and they're moving on with life like nothing ever happened. That's what happens, right? After tragedies like this, wherever they happen. But then there's also a portion of our audience who's going through still a life-altering event, something that has changed their lives forever, financially, emotionally, from a mental health standpoint. They're just not the same right now, and they won't be for the foreseeable future. So how do you balance that with, hey, everybody, and hey, we haven't forgotten about who's suffering out there? So that's why we did this week. I know it's a little different, not exactly what you tune in to see me doing, but it was important enough of a story that we thought, let's just devote, I take up a bunch of time in the morning show, let's devote that time to what's really needs the attention this week. So that's why we did that. Next week, we'll start to slowly, get things back to normal. In fact, today, I'm it's a good little segue back into what you expect from me normally. I'm in Dunedin this morning, and Dunedin, we're at the marina down here, and look at this, Jen. I mean, this is terrible, the damage down here. So here's the interesting thing happening in Dunedin. Downtown, Main Street, all those businesses, restaurants, for the most part, aren't damaged, open for business. But meanwhile, many of the employees who work there are suffering. Maybe even some of the owners themselves, their homes might be destroyed. They're suffering on this end. So locals here, hyper-local, aren't necessarily thinking about a Friday night out.
Yeah.
Visitors aren't coming to the area because many areas you shouldn't be trying to go down to Clearwater Beach right now. But Dunedin also would really like your business. So if you are watching in Polk County or Hillsborough County, high and dry, and you didn't suffer damage and you're doing okay, maybe you consider coming to dinner in Dunedin tonight or sometime this weekend and support the local businesses. So there's a thing called Tampa Bay Food Tours. We've featured them before. They do food tours in Tampa, St. Petersburg, and Dunedin. And you sign up for it and you go to 5 to 7 different restaurants. You walk all around. You learn a little history of the area. You get an appetizer here, a drink there, a dessert there, a main course over here. So we've teamed up with them this morning, and we're gonna visit 4 or 5 different places this morning that is on their route. These participating places are also going to give a portion of their proceeds back to the relief effort. Dunedin Cares is a charity here that is going to receive some of the donations, as well as Feeding Tampa Bay, which we pointed out earlier this week is doing such a great job throughout our greater region. So they want to help those businesses that are able to be open. They're going to, like I said, give a proceed back to those going through the recovery. And I'm going to tell you about some of the places that are open tonight and this weekend here in Dunedin that would love to have your support if you so choose. And if you can't get out tonight or this weekend, the next opportunity you have, and listen, as all these places open back up eventually, let's all plan our staycations on our own coastline, and let's all come out. I personally haven't been to John's Pass and just had dinner and hung out down there in a while. As soon as they give me the all clear, wife and I are going to go down to John's Pass, and then I want to get up to Hudson. I want to get, I want to get to Dan Bavaro's place over on Clearwater Beach. I want to support all these businesses. So we'll start today showing you who's open here in Dunedin and how you can support them and help in this recovery effort. And we'll go over the date and history and hopefully have a little more fun next week, Jen.
Yeah, gotta ease our way into it. And you're doing a great job for us this week. All right, Charlie. Let's talk again soon.
Do our best to make it a good day.
Yeah, yes we will. Thank you. Hey, Val.
Hey, Jen. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful message, for those that can get out and support our local communities. It's really important to do so and, get out to some of those businesses who need our support more than ever. Checking on Sky Tower radar this morning where things really quiet all across the state. So approaching that sunrise time and should be really beautiful morning, beautiful afternoon even. But with those partly sunny conditions, it's going to mean we'll warm up pretty quickly. We're already in the low 80s for a couple of our coastal spots and expecting a good deal of sunshine around for the day. Then around 3-4 o'clock, that late afternoon time frame, a couple of storms will start to pop up. We've got pretty dominant east winds all across the state. So it is going to be one of those days where all of those showers and storms head west, and we expect the heaviest coverage this evening, hugging right along a lot of our coastal spots. So this is paused here 6 o'clock, and as those sea breezes kind of continue through maybe 8-9 o'clock, still the potential for some of those storms and some locally heavy rain kind of pinned right up along our coastal communities. But by 10-11 o'clock, they start to kind of wind down, but our Fox model showing the potential for some of those storms to kind of linger even late tonight for some areas. And we had some pretty strong areas of rain last night, even some spots picking up a little over 3 inches in just a couple of hours. And as we look at your day planner here for the next couple of days, today, tomorrow are going to be our warmest days, but notice our rain chances chances. Those really dip off on Saturday. That's going to be a really nice day to get outside, to do any work that maybe you need to do around your house. Then by Sunday, the temperatures drop, the rain chances go up as we start to talk about some deep tropical moisture in the Gulf of Mexico. This is the area that we've been watching for tropical development, and there is still about a 40% chance that we get some sort of tropical depression, maybe a named storm by the end of this weekend, early next week. There's about a 60% chance, though, that that does not happen. So regardless of if we get something tropical, this is going to be bringing some heavy rain to the state starting Sunday and really through the middle of next week. So that's what we're going to have to be watching for just a couple of days away. For today, 90s for a lot of the area. Lows tonight, those are going to be down to the mid 70s. And then as we look at your 7-day forecast, cooler temperatures Sunday and through most of next week. Laura.
Stay with us. Coming up next in business, the Bay Area is gearing up for one extreme new sports store where you can soon shop and play in the same space. We'll be right back.
Business Watch now. It wasn't the best day on Wall Street on Thursday as investors continue to worry about the Middle East. The Dow closed down nearly 200. NASDAQ was off by just 6, while the S&P dropped 9. Weekly jobless claims came in slightly higher than economists forecasted on Thursday. We'll get another update on the labor market today with September's closely watched payrolls report. The Fed will use those numbers to determine the next interest rate cut in November. Surprising impact from Hurricane Helene, the global semiconductor industry. That's because virtually all of the world's supply of high-purity quartz, a mineral used to produce semiconductors, comes from one tiny North Carolina town. That town, which is Spruce Pine, was devastated by the storm. It still has no electricity or running water. The two companies there operating quartz mines have had to pause their operations for over a week now, and they still have no idea when they can reopen. One bright spot here, though, is a stockpile of inventory could give the industry a cushion for at least a month or two. And as we mentioned earlier, the East Coast port strike is now on hold. The union agreed to suspend the strike until January 15th to provide more time to negotiate a new contract. Workers are resuming work at the ports immediately. It could have crippled the holiday shopping season. Much more on that decision coming up in our next hour. And Dick's Sporting Goods is ready to open its newest concept here locally, but the name won't be too far off. It's called Dick's House of Sport. The store will continue to sell sporting goods, but will also include interactive areas like a rock climbing wall, batting cages, golf simulator. Some locations even have an outdoor track. The local store will open at International Plaza next weekend. Chain also has its regular store at West Shore, but that is expected to close in the near future as the West Shore Mall gets redeveloped. Futures right now, Dow's up 40, NASDAQ up 81, and the S&P is up 14. Coming up next, a sweet surprise for a girl in South Florida, the furry friend, to help her get through a courageous fight.
You're watching Good Day Tampa Bay.
Oh, welcome back. Finally this hour. There is nothing cuter than seeing a little child bringing home a new puppy, but this girl definitely needed a furry new friend.
Oh, you think so?
Just melts in your heart. She's a pediatric cancer patient at Broward Health Medical Center in South Florida. Anna is battling stage 4 cancer. She's been doing that since June. It's been a challenging journey, and Anna's parents say she's been asking for a puppy since her battle started. So they just surprised her with this Maltese, thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. She's named it Zoe. And Anna is already thinking about all the new toys and clothes that she's going to buy for her furry new friend. That's adorable.
Yes, it is.
All right, that does it for the 6 a.m. hour of Good Day.
7 o'clock hour starts right now.